Want to rise above what holds you back? These are the stories of those fighting that battle. It might also be the story of you. I'm Dan Waldschmidt, author of Edgy Conversations and strategist of billion-dollar companies all over the world. This is Mark Minard, author of The Story of You, the guy who knows a thing or two about never giving up. You're listening to Elevating Beyond. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Elevating Beyond with a two-word mission statement: change lives. Guess how? I need a little rewind button there. Edit that out. No, we won't. You know I always leave it in. Look, it's Mark Minard here. We're into 2020. It's already February. I'm loving it because that means getting closer to springtime. But this is a perfect time to be sharing this episode. Very, very, very special episode. Live from a speaking event that I did in Las Vegas. And this is about such an important thing where people give up before they have that breakthrough. This is for all of you that are seeing all those freaking 30-day courses out there. Buy this, how to be successful in 30 days. And then when it doesn't happen, you give up and you think you're doing something wrong when there's no freaking 30-day course in the world that can ever teach you how to start and build and grow and endure the ups and downs of a business successfully. There's this thing called trial and error and perseverance that you cannot learn by anything other than going through it. And what helps me is to know that others have gone through it, and so can you. So that's what this is about. I share the story behind the story of what it really took to open my business throughout the years. It's called What It Takes. Here we go.
I'm sitting there, we're getting ready to start Dreamshine. We don't even have our first client enrolled yet. And I talked about, I get a phone call from a lady that works very high up at the state. And that was back when we had flip phones. So I flipped my little phone open. I'm 26 years old at the time. Dreamshine hasn't even opened yet. I still to this day don't know how she heard about me. I was making brochures on a Word program and mailing them back before you could scan and email. I'm actually mailing them in the real mail, dropping them off everywhere. I had a fax machine that was connected through an extension cord in the barn. And I answer the phone, and on the other end, this lady's like, "Hi, I'm so-and-so." I don't need to mention her name, but she made it very clear. I work very high up at the state next to the governor. We've been doing it this way for 35 odd years, and I'm just calling you to do you a favor to let you know you shouldn't open Dreamshine. And I'm like, who? What? How did you get my number? Is this a joke? Why are you? And then I said, "Are you threatening me?" And she goes, oh no, I'm not threatening you. I'm just letting you know that we've been doing it this way. We have all of our own programs that the state owns. We control the funding, and it's not going to work out for you, and I'm trying to help you. I said, "Thank you so much for your help. Don't ever call me again," and I hung up. Again, passion. I'm not doing jumping jacks and doing the running man in this moment. When people say, when you're going after your dream, when they say you're going to enjoy it and you'll never have to work another day in your life again, people get that kind of twisted and they think that means you're going to be, yes, everything's going to be awesome. The thing is, you're going to work harder than you've ever had to work in your life, but it's going to be different because you're going to connect it to your why. And for me, it was this young man named Brian Brooks. I don't know how many times I've told this, and I can barely not ever do it without tearing up, but he was a young man born with autism, dual diagnosis of autism, developmental disabilities. in his mid-20s, and I used to do weekend care with him at that time. I was working multiple jobs. And I remember after high school, his mom tried him, I just kicked that over, sorry, in one of those state programs that I was talking about, that wonderful lady that gave me the great help called, that monopolized the state. The only ones they had available, they had him in it. And he would start screaming and digging into his skin and wouldn't be eating and would come home at night, and his mom was so worried about him, and she was thinking maybe he's adjusting because he's in a new environment, this is after school, and she went and visited him at what they call the workshop. And it was like this giant warehouse with these horrible fluorescent lights. I was describing it on there. And she saw him, and all this she let him do is he just sat there. He's an active young man, and he was digging so much into his skin that it'd be bleeding, and there'd be blood coming out, and he was ripping out the scabs. She'd go to take him in the morning, and he would just be screaming every day. So she had to quit her entire career. She's a single mom raising him. And he couldn't be left home alone. He's very high functioning in a lot of ways, but he needs assistance with eating. He doesn't understand, like he could turn things up and start a fire. He doesn't understand a lot of those things. She had to quit her full career and got something. I think she got a job doing medical billing. He was home with her every day, so he was safe. But when I told her about Dreamshine, she was so excited about it. And she kept pushing me. So when I got off the phone with that lady, when my office was in a barn, like when everything was against me, I would think of Brian. And I would imagine him being at this place like Dreamshine where he would have these amazing options, be able to do all these different things. And then I started thinking, if this is going on with Brian, think how many other individuals that this is happening to. This isn't about me. And so when we're going after our dreams, it's not about just being passionate. Passionate really means to be committed. It means to be committed to your why, that you're going to continue to go after it and you're not going to give up. You don't get to give up. And your why is what keeps pushing you forward. You have to believe that it's bigger than you, but don't be temporarily attached to those feelings, that when you go through those storms, don't ever make a permanent decision based on a temporary feeling. That's one of the most important things I can tell you is never, ever, ever make a permanent decision based on a short-term feeling that you're having in that moment, because feelings come and go. That's not what passion is.